Hi there, my name's John Drew. I'm the co-founder of Elevated Planet. And today briefly I just wanted to give you a little bit of a background story about how the inspiration behind Elevated Planet came to be. It started, I suppose, back in maybe 2016, 2017. I felt a fundamental shift in life, the way that things were heading for me. And it took a little while to materialize and realize, but one of the things, I'd been working in the world of finance for some 40 years and I knew I'd exhausted that. It was behind me, but I was still doing it. So I fumbled around for a while, tried to work out what I was supposed to do. And it wasn't until 2018 that I went to see a medium for the first time ever, a psychic medium, and I was absolutely blown away by what I got. I'd never even considered going to anything like that in my life before. I don't suppose I was that cynical about it, but I never really stopped to think about whether the afterlife existed, and I would have been always a little bit skeptical, let's say. So it's not something that had ever really interested me, but my daughter had been to see a psychic just 3 months before I did. And that's really what triggered me into going, because what she came back with was an amazing reading. And I was kind of amazed by this, because there were messages that were specifically for me that came through my daughter through that reading. So I realized, well, okay, I need to do something similar. I need to go and see a medium. So I went to see a separate medium that my daughter identified. And she was very good. She had a very long waiting list and expensive. I mean, she's a wonderful person. Her name's Susan Grau. She lives over in Orange County, south of Los Angeles. But Susan was wonderful. I mean, she has a very, very good manner about her that sets you at ease. And she was just channel. The spirits were coming through her. And there was my father-in-law, who had passed away in 2016. He was there front and center, and along with my ex-wife's cousin, Maureen. They were both there up front, and it was amazing to once again be in communication with them. And then my mom stepped forward. My mom, who died back in the early 1980s, and she had so much to say. And so it was, that hour was so uplifting. It liberated me. That's what it did. It made me realize just how healing this was. I'd never really stopped to consider the afterlife, but it left me with zero doubt that the afterlife truly existed. And once I'd gone through this, and I left Susan's office that day, realizing life would never be the same. And that, for me, the world of finance, I had to still dabble with it for a while longer because it's what I knew. But I knew I needed to do something different. And it was more related around this kind of spirituality side of things. So that really triggered me into doing a lot of research and exploration, because I was a typical left-brainer. I was all about numbers and facts and provable scientific things, not about esoteric things that couldn't be proven one way or the other. But I had received unequivocal proof that it definitely existed. It couldn't have been faked. So for the next 3 years, I really just immersed myself. And I did leave the world of finance, and I know what I want to do, and I knew what I wanted to do was to help move the mystic from the shadows into the mainstream as a big part of what I want to do, because I do realize that this is so healing. But for many people, they will go through life without ever experiencing this, and you don't realize until you've been there, until you've gone through that, you don't realize just how empowering it is to realize that we are not who we tend to believe we are. Our westernized world existence in particular, our left brain world, gives us logic, it gives us facts, it gives us fear, it gives us stress, and it shouldn't be like that at all. It is so much better than that. And once you start to realize that we are we are an immortal spirit having a human experience. And that's the truth of it. And everybody around us that's ever passed away, has ever died, they've not died at all. Death is the wrong word. because death assumes an ending. It's the ending of your physical existence, but it's not the ending of you. You still carry on. You're over on the other side, and you're looking down. You're around still the people that you love and the people that you want to be around. You know, as a non-physical being, you are still there. And that's what I came to realize, is that my ex-father-in-law, he was still with me. Cousin Maureen, my mom, my Uncle Richard, my Nana and Granddad, my Oma and Opa from over in Germany. And the list went on, and I just realize it's fantastic. And then the logic of it as well. You know, what's the logic behind us just dying and disappearing and coming from nothing and going back to nothing? Well, that makes no sense at all. So this does make sense. So Elevated Planet is coming about because it's supposed to, because it's part of the destiny that I have. It's part of the destiny that my co-founder, Jole Morton, has. And Jole is a tremendously gifted reader from and a healer of the higher realms. And I feel tremendously honored to be working with her, because I know that together, and it's not just us, because as it says in the Bible, as Jesus said, I can by my own self do nothing. It is the Father within who does the work. And that's exactly what it is. We are co-creators. We're co-creators working with higher forces who enable us. So all I can tell you is that if you've never really stopped to consider having a reading, consider it. What have you got to lose? It's a beautiful thing. And what's happening is that there is a big change on the planet. Everything around us is changing. The pandemic was just part of the change. And in the fullness of time, people will see that it was actually the thing that needed to happen. And I know for many it won't feel that way. And I totally honor the fact that people have gone through very, very difficult times and continue to do so. But this is designed to help us to take a step back from life as we knew it and realize there is a different way. And it is the higher path, the path of love, compassion, kindness, humility. And it's less about stress and nothing about fear. It is a fearless existence. And here's the thing about Elevated Planet, because yes, we have the light of consciousness section known as LICO, but really Elevated Planet itself and the offshoot of that, which is Forever 49, which is sort of like lifestyle for old people like me. It's about having fun. It's about celebrating life. So to me, that is really what it's about. We're here on purpose, and we're here to celebrate our existence. And it's a beautiful thing. I now realize just how beautiful it is. So please do join us. Do join us for the ride. Become a member. It gives you certain privileges and accesses to within the site that are going to help you on your journey. There's no preaching involved here, because one of the things that I've come to learn over these last 3 years or so of research is that everybody is unique and everybody has their own purpose and their own path. So if somebody stands up as the guru and says, actually no, the way I do things is the way that everybody should do things, that would be misleading, because you are unique. My experience is my experience, and I love my experience. I love my life. But I think that we all have within us something that we are supposed to do with our lives. And it doesn't have to be big and far-reaching. It might be seemingly modest, but not really, because the impact you have on the people around you can be so profound when you look at it in a certain light. So, anyway, that's enough from me for now. This is John Drew, co-founder of Elevated Planet, wishing you love and light.